In this video, I'm going to talk to you about the factor theorem of polynomials. That basically means I'm going to teach you how to factorize polynomials. We're going to focus on cubics, so factorizing cubic polynomials or degree 3. There are various scenarios with the cubic. Let's just look at a couple of the scenarios. A cubic graph, depending on what the coefficients of the a, x cubed, b, c and d are, it depends on how many x-intercepts there are. So for example, we may have a cubic that looks like that, in which case there would only be one x-intercept. We may have a cubic that looks like this, in which we can see there are 3 x-intercepts here, here and here. There are various scenarios in which there may only be 2 x-intercepts, and we're going to find out how to do that. And the method is called the factor theorem. So I'm going to just clear the screen and write up an example. I'm going to do this example that says show that x plus 1 is a factor of x cubed minus 4x squared plus x plus 6. So to do that, let's just remind ourselves of the null factor law. Remember, a factor tells us how many x-intercepts. So if this is a factor of this, then the solution using the null factor law is x equals minus 1. So let's substitute that into our polynomial and find out if it's a solution. If it's a solution for the x-intercept, then it should equal 0. The y value should equal 0 when I substitute in a solution. So let's try it. Let's call our polynomial p of x. Okay, so I'm subbing in minus 1 for x in this case. So minus 1 cubed minus 4 times minus 1 squared plus minus 1 plus 6. Let's work that out. Minus 1 cubed is minus 1. Minus 1 squared is 1. Minus 4. Minus 1 plus the 6. Let's work this out. Minus 5 minus 6 plus 6 is 0. So yes, we can say that when x equals minus 1, y equals 0, which means it must be an x-intercept on the graph. Therefore, x plus 1 is a factor of x cubed minus 4x squared plus x plus 6. Now what we're going to do now is find the remaining factors for this cubic. So I'm going to do my long division to find out what are the other factors. So let's divide x plus 1 into x cubed minus 4x squared plus x plus 6. So we take the x and we say, can we divide x cubed by x? Wholly, yes we can. It gives us x squared. So then we do the multiplication. X squared times x is x cubed. X squared times 1 is x squared. Now let's find out what's left when we subtract. 0 minus 4x minus 1 is minus 5x squared. Sorry, I forgot to say the x squared then. And then x, take away 0, leaves us with that. Next, we do the division by x again. Can we divide minus 5x squared by x? Yes, we can. We get minus 5x. Then we do the multiplication. Minus 5x times x is minus 5x squared. Minus 5x times 1 is just minus 5x. And we do our subtraction. This goes to 0. 1 minus minus 5 is the minus, 1 minus minus 5 is 6x. And then we've got plus 6 left over. And then all I need to now do is subtract, or no, sorry, my mistake, I was thinking ahead. Say can we divide x by the 6x? Yep, what are we left with? We're left with positive 6. Then we do our multiplying. 6 times x is 6x. And then we're left with 6 times 1 is positive 6, leaving us to subtract, and we're left with a remainder of 0. That just confirms that when we divide this factor by our polynomial, we're left with this quadratic. Now what we can do, I'm just going to clear some space, is we can say that this factor multiplied by this will give us this. So you can see I've actually written that up there. You can see there's our polynomial, and it's that times the answer that we got, which was the quadratic. Now to find the remaining factors, all I now need to do is to factorise our quadratic, which is a nice one to factorise. It's a monic quadratic. That means the coefficient is only 1. So therefore my two factors are going to be minus 3 plus 2. Okay, and I've got, no, sorry, minus 3 minus 2. Apologies, I wasn't paying attention. I need a positive there and a negative there. So it's x minus 3 and x minus 2. Therefore, if I was to sketch this graph, I would now see that there are 3 x-intercepts. Using the null factor law, x is equal to minus 1, positive 3, and positive 2. Now, you might be saying to yourself, well, in this question, we were given one of the factors. What happens if we're not given one of the factors? You'll have to watch my Factor Theorem Part 2 video to find out that.